Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between myself as the Red Terran player and PhotoSynth here on Blistering Sand. As soon as I saw this load up screen, I realized that it was a PhotoSynth, and I think this was one of my earliest games against PhotoSynth. Excuse me, I played PhotoSynth much earlier, and I believe I lost to PhotoSynth. I don't remember how, so we'll see how this particular game goes. I am spawning as the Red Terran player. Also, another thing to note, I got demoted from the Platinum League to the Gold League after winning a game. So perhaps Blizzard, thinking that I wasn't good enough to play in the Platinum League, wanted to give me a little bit more boost of confidence, so put me in the Gold League now. And in order to put me in the Gold League, I am now back into that 1,000-point ranking. Anyways, PhotoSynth telling me that there are two people playing on this account, so perhaps I had played him, or I had played, I guess, his partner in crime, pretty much. PhotoSynth is ranked number 1 in the Gold League, so this should be a pretty decent matchup. PhotoSynth spawning as the blue Protoss player. We'll see if he goes for this single gateway or a double gateway strategy. That pylon not being built over here towards this choke point, so I'm not quite sure what exactly that means. Most likely not going to have Zealots and Stalkers try to hold that ramp. Me, on the other hand, getting this barracks in position. I know now going to be getting also this refinery. So getting a refinery in order to get some additional gas and waiting to get that early tech lab. We have a single probe now moving out as well. That probe getting stuck up a little bit on that SCV, and I think that little stuck up right there prevents that probe from being able to scout into my base. Now taking a look back at PhotoSynth's base. I'm just going to call him Photo's base right here. Single assimilator, an additional pylon for most likely additional food, and right here I am able to get the supply depot just in time, and that probe is unable to really do any scouting and figure out what my strategy is in fact going to be. This SCV still running around in his base, wanting to keep track of this whole entire fight and trying to keep track of what exactly he's trying to go. I want to keep this SCV in the base as long as I can, and so I can figure out what exactly his strategy is going to be. We have a probe now trying to take down this poor supply depot, but that's a poor supply depot was able to be completed, and now I'm going to finish off this wall in once again with this another supply depot, dropping this barracks down and getting that tech lab right there. Still running around with this SCV being chased by that poor Zealot trying to chase me around and using that whole entire shift click around that map, making it so that that Zealot has a hard time trying to chase me in. And I do in fact see a cybernetic score, so that cybernetic score lets me know that he will be going some stalkers, and now getting a secondary Zealot as well. So another Zealot now moving out. Once again, I'm trying to figure out what exactly his strategy is more. I want to see if he does in fact try to go for a secondary gateway, or if he goes for perhaps a robotics facility after that stalker is done. I want to scout out as much as I can. Coming back into my base over here, I am now teching to Reapers as I see 2 Zealots, and now I'm going to be seeing 3 Zealots. So as soon as I see 3 Zealots, I can pretty much conclude that with 3 Zealots moving around the map, Reapers are a very, very strong and safe investment at this point. So I go ahead and move back out once I realize that he is in fact going 3 Zealots, and he was also trading some additional units, so he's in fact going to go to 4 Zealots right there. So my Reaper is now producing additional Reaper and also getting a secondary barracks for a reactor core. My basic strategy right now is in order to get 1 barracks with that tech lab, 1 barracks with a reactor core. That way you can spam if you need to, and also produce units very, very quickly in order to counter anything they may decide to throw at you. 2 Zealots now coming out in order to try to do some scouting, and in fact we have a robotics facility coming in from PhotoSynth. So PhotoSynth getting that robotics facility, I do not know about this robotics facility yet, so that is going to be a little bit of an interesting strategy from PhotoSynth, and also getting a secondary robotics facility. A dual robotics facility is a pretty heavy investment. It's very, very hard to continue to produce units out of it. Only a single gateway, so I'm not worried about warp gates at this point. Also, Immortals are expensive along with Colossi, so we'll see how he's really going to go about this. I have in fact 3 Reapers, going to try to get that 4th Reaper out, and in order to try to push back this attack. We have some Zealots now moving around this front door, and I see those Zealots moving in, and I'm going to go ahead and move those Reapers in. So those Zealots desperately trying to take down some of these supply depots, but unsuccessful, as I'm getting my last Reaper reactor core. Oh no, it's going dual tech lab. Excuse me. So I wanted to go. I guess I was thinking about going dual tech lab in order to get some additional scouting, or perhaps do a little bit of a react or an add-on switch. Reaper's now jumping down, and I want to figure out what exactly PhotoSynth's strategy is. PhotoSynth now trying to set up an expansion over here. So he spent 400 minerals at that expansion. Reaper's now going to be coming in. Reaper's with those D8 charges, going to be able to take down any buildings as they're being built, and very quickly. So poor probe sitting right there, and now gonna get taken down. Down goes that probe. Nexus is gonna be cancelled. So able to make him refund at least 400 of those minerals, and now come back up. And I know I have, in fact, have the stronger army. I see that single immortal, and I'm realizing that I can't really engage in this fight right here. I do not want to fight an immortal, as that immortal deals 20 damage a shot. So even though these Reapers are not, in fact, heavily armored units, they still take a lot of damage from those immortals. So I'm going to come back over here and try to reposition myself and try to regather my thoughts. Reapers moving back out across the map. Now Marauders coming in to join this army. I'm currently teching that stim pack, and also getting a reactor core, and planning to get some siege tanks as well. So siege tanks working very well with Marauders, and it's not too heavily gas intensive, so you can get Marines, Marauders, and tanks. Reaper is going to be trying to take down these destructible rocks, and now we have an observer. That observer did not scout out my Reapers, unfortunately for him. So trying to take down these destructible rocks getting destroyed so quickly by these Reapers doing with that D8 charges. So destructible rocks already down to 400 hit points, and I'm going to be able to come in from this backside and just really try to push in and figure out what type of strategy I really want to use. Coming in right here, I quickly see that he's trying to get another gateway. Gonna go ahead and take down that gateway very quickly. So those D8 charges taking down that gateway, and now I want to get rid of that pylon. If I can get rid of that pylon, these robotics facility will no longer be able to produce any additional units. We're now gonna use those Marauders for a little bit of move and attack in trying to take down these zealots. I'm thinking that if I focus fire with these units, I will in fact be able to take down this immortal. So immortal now down to 116, 92 hit points down it goes. So it's immortal versus a Marauder, and down goes that last Reaper, and down goes that immortal. So I have a single immortal left behind. I want to bring this immortal into this base and try to take down some of these probes. So moving away, now trying to shoot back even more, trying to take down more of those probes. Another probe goes down, and now I'm going to be coming in with a large group of Marines, 9 Marines trying to come in here. I'm trying to take down more of these units, trying to focus down this. Once again, a Zealot coming out. Zealot taking 10 damage per shot, so that shield still taking only 10 damage, as it is a light unit. So I'm moving with that Marauder, and now that that Zealot has charge. So charge, a big issue right here, trying to take it down, and down goes that single Zealot, but more Zealots coming into play. So now that Zealot trying to come back, I am stimming my Marines, or stimulating my Marines, I guess, trying to take down that Zealot. Zealot once again goes down, gonna take down this pylon, and now take down this gateway and finish up the rest of the game. If I can take down this last gateway, I know that he will be unable to produce any additional units, and with no more units to really counter this Marine army, only those probes are going to be left behind, so PhotoSynth leaves the game. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 matchup here on Blistering Sands.